Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Taurus. If Taurus is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so we have the 5 of discs tonight. And that has everything to do with kind of being in a state of worry, right? Things maybe just don't feel right. Something has gone wrong. You're anticipating maybe something coming up. But we're going to find out. We'll get the details. Okay, let's see. And so, if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. Okay, so also, if you want to hit the like button or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. Absolutely. Now, we have down here the word L-I-E. Okay, lie, all in capitals. And we also have the number 6 right here. So I feel like this is somebody you have caught in a series of lies. Like, it's not just one lie. It's not one little lie. It's not one big lie. It is a web of whatever they have going on. Okay. I don't think that you were oblivious to this. I think that you obviously had some idea something was up, something strange, right? Weird energy. But I also think, maybe you've just been really busy. Maybe you're kind of like me where it's like, okay, this is weird, but maybe I'm picking up on other things, or maybe there's something going on, but it's something personal to them. And it's something that, I'm not going to pry. If they want to tell me, they can tell me. But then there are times, right, where, you're very much involved. This isn't like, oh, I just omitted something. This isn't like, this is my own personal life, like it happened at work or, in my interior, in my spiritual work or whatever. No, this is something going on in the household, in the family, in your little community of family, friends, acquaintances. I don't know exactly who it is yet, but I'm going to find out. I'm going to figure this out. And it seems like you probably already know. So we do have right here, we have a face. And let me look at this. I want to pull it away. So we have it's kind of two faces. We have one right here with the eye, the nose, the mouth, and kind of on this larger head. You can see it kind of goes down into, here's the ear. Here is kind of the collar of the shirt. Okay. And now this other part is a face as well. We have, again, the number 6 right there. Okay. So we have the eye, we have the nose. We have the nose right here. We have the mouth. And it looks like they're kind of staring each other down. But to me, this really looks like one person with 2 faces, right? A 2-faced person. Now, what does that mean? Right? We've all kind of heard this expression, oh, they're 2-faced. Yeah, well, they're presenting one thing to you and doing another, right? They're your best friend, but then they're behind your back working against you, okay? Something like this. So we have a person, it seems like a masculine person. I'm going to guess this is an older, maybe like middle-aged male or masculine person, okay? We also have next to it a skull. You can see side profile. Here's the nose, here are the eyes. On the top, it looks like we have people fighting. You can see these two little figures. Their arms are raised at one another. Okay. Now, up here, we also have, it looks like an X. Okay. And then we have an angel kind of carrying this away. So, it is my opinion here that we're dealing with somebody involved in one of your old relationships. And now this could be the person that you were seeing or were married to or whatever, you know, hooking up with. You know, it doesn't have to be anything super involved. But I would say that you would call them like an ex, okay? It doesn't have to be them, but it could be. It might be somebody who is part of the situation, like their kids, their parents, your kid, your parents, you know, whoever, another ex, maybe another, you know, potential suitor or whatever. But it was somebody who was close to the situation, and I just feel like they thought they were playing you. They thought that they were getting one over on you, that they were going to be able to kind of affect how you felt about whatever the situation was, right? So if you could imagine, you're dating somebody, maybe it's serious, maybe not, maybe you're even going to get married, maybe you're already married, and then you have like an adult child, right? And they don't like this person for whatever reason. Pick one of many, right? And they're out here, yeah, saying things to the person, saying things to you, kind of, you know, fibbing, maybe exaggerating, maybe even just like making things up altogether, just to cause discord, right? Excuse me. And I feel like this is something that is heartbreaking because it doesn't seem like the relationship lasted after this, but now you can't really trust this person who you obviously love. And that's, excuse me, I'm still getting over this cold here. You cannot trust this person who you love, and that's what the skull is about. It's like your heart is just kind of shut off to them right now. You just don't trust anything that they have to say. Excuse me. I was hoping I could get through. I have to take a drink, I'm sorry. Get through my readings. I had some kimchi stew. I'm hoping that would help open me up. And yeah, my throat is just not working with me today. So we have also this angel kind of pulling them away from you. Now, I don't think that this is a sign of any kind of physical departure as far as like, you know, death happening. I've already said it, so I guess I can just continue to say it. But I do feel like this is that relationship with the last person, right, that you were maybe dating or whatever. It's just not something that can really be fixed because of these lies, because of this whatever has been going on, this illusion, delusion. It just is not for you. I can only imagine. And I'm just going to set this down for a minute while I do this part. I can only imagine, yeah, you just lost faith in this whole situation. And maybe it makes you feel kind of alone. You know, this relationship has been, listen, no relationship's just going to end because your, 40-year-old son comes around and says, hey, you know, so-and-so is cheating on you with the lady down at the bar or whatever. These are all just examples. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think of something off the top of my head here. And you think, okay, that's messed up and this is my kid, so I'm going to try to trust them, right? But you're hopefully anyways going to, you know, reserve judgment until you get more information, right? And so I'm saying all this because obviously there are other reasons why you and this person who you were dating, who you were engaged to, who you were married to, whoever it was, right? There are other things that happened. There are other things that came up. And this is just kind of one of the, you know, it's like the cherry on top. But the unfortunate part is that it has also damaged your trust and relationship with other people around you. Because really, how can you go back to just like everything being cool and normal if you know that somebody who you love and trust and spend time with is going out of their way to cause problems in your personal life, your love life, right? That's a hard one. That's a hard one. So, and I'm just looking at this because it looks like it says L-U-S-T over here. Lust. So on the other side of this, I really feel like, and we have a ship. Yeah, so the ship is movement. This is energetic movement. As you are coming out of the situation, and it's heartbreaking, okay? But there is a real sense of wanting to meet somebody, wanting to have a lover, a close person, somebody who you can be affectionate with, somebody who you can be, you know, like have as a confidant, somebody you can laugh with, you can have, you know, personal moments. And now maybe you don't want this to be the focus of your whole life. And maybe it is that you don't even want to like have a family with them, or, you know, live with them, or be anything formal with them, that this is just something that's easy. But I feel like there are the stirrings, the wanting for companionship. And I feel like that's highlighted really because, partially anyways, because these things have come to light. Now we have a person here holding a candle. And the candle, in my symbolisms, is the illuminating light. So things coming into clarity, right? And I feel like in this situation, it is really realizing this person who you thought had your back is actively trying to destroy something maybe you perceived as being good in your life. Now, we have the number 6 repeated. We have the number 5 on here, and we have the number 2. I'm looking at the 2 right there. Okay, so we have the number 6, 5, and 2. Oh, and here's 2 more 6s. Look at that. So 6 is really a big number here. Okay. We have a snail slowing down. We also have a hawk though. And here's the thing, is that while all of this is happening, and I get this real strong feeling of being watched. So if you are somebody who shares a lot of stuff online, right? Like, yeah, you get into an argument with like your kids or with your person that you're breaking up with or you've broken up with. Something happens. And then you immediately go to social media and you're posting about it. even if it's vague posting, as they call it. I think that you should be aware, right? And listen, I'm saying this and you're thinking probably, duh, if you put something on the internet, anybody can see it. But I feel like you're almost kind of in this little bubble where you're feeling like, I could post this, nobody really reads it. Nobody interacts with my social media that much anyways. So it seems like nobody really is even seeing what I'm posting. But they are. And there's somebody in your life who is really keeping tabs on you. I don't think it's the people we've talked about yet, but I do feel like there's somebody really watching. I mean, they are keeping note, right? And I don't know why. Maybe you know why, but it doesn't feel so much like... At first I was thinking, and maybe it's like another ex. Maybe it's like somebody else, or maybe somebody who wants to date you, or I don't know, and they're jealous, but I don't feel like it's that. It almost feels like an old friend or somebody that lives around you who just is a spiteful person. Like they're collecting evidence. That's what it feels like. Like they're finding reasons to, put in a little file and they're going to present it, to your community or something. Now, I don't think that's the the reality of things, but I feel like it is really somebody who, I feel like it's maybe, I'm trying to think, is this envy? Maybe they felt slighted by you and they've just had one out because you maybe, were not receptive to them wanting to be friends or getting to know you. But it just feels icky. It just has an icky feeling around it. Now, I want to take a look at these cards and I want to see if this can kind of tell us a little bit more about what's up with this person, right? What is going on that they care so much about what's happening in your life, right? And I know if you are going through this kind of drama and this breakup and you're finding out somebody's lying to you and they're causing problems, this feels like everything, the whole world, right? But from an outsider's point of view, listen, we hear about this stuff all the time. Everybody's going through something, right? Just look at social media, So it is very interesting, but it's not like the most interesting thing, right? So why would somebody spend their time, the most valuable thing we have, keeping track of what's going on with your life? Now, I'm not going to tell anybody to stop posting whatever they want. I'm a big supporter of post what you want, even if it's something terrible, even if it's something distasteful. And I say this because, and here's the difference between myself, and maybe because I'm old and, I grew up part of my life analog, I was not raised on social media. But I like it when people say off the wall, wild, just offensive stuff. Not because I support it. No. Because I want to know who you are. If you're going to show me, if you are going to show me what you think about things, and it's I don't even know how to process it, yeah, please do. Because I want to know if you're a safe person or not. I want to know what kind of person you are, So I'm not one for censorship of people. No, let them show you who they are. Let them show you what they're going through. Let them show you what their coping mechanisms are like, what their reactions are like. And so, but I will say, and I was saying, I'm not going to tell anybody to stop posting, but I would say if you are starting to think that somebody is really kind of following, you're blogging, you're writing, you're sharing on social media platforms or whatever, just make sure that you are being thoughtful about what you're saying, how much information you are revealing about your life. Okay? It is worth your peace and the peace of the people who are around you, right? It is. It's worth it to evaluate what are you actually telling people about your private life. What are you showing them? What kind of pictures are you putting up? Whatever it is. Yeah, because there are people that are just wild. You have no idea. You have no idea what's up with people. Even people in real life. I've learned this. We've had to change our social medias and stuff. The way that my husband, and I shout out to my husband over at Dove and Serpent Tarot, because, the more people that we interact with here on YouTube and stuff, yeah, some people cross over and they go looking for you, And so you have to be careful. I think about this every day now. Every single day. I'm absent from a lot of social media because of it. I have a few hidden things, but you got to be careful. So I want to see what's going on. What's going on with this person? These are the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. We're going to do 3 of them. So originality, fortune, power. Okay, so we're going to do maybe 3 more. I want to see what else. What are these cards going to clarify a little bit more? Achievement, principle, submission. Okay, all right. So I think this is all about their perception of you. Okay, I think you're probably a very unique person. There's something about you that just, you're maybe really good at something. You might be very creative. You dress really well. You're really good at doing makeup or hair, or, maybe your job is really impressive. Whatever it is, there's something about you that really makes you kind of stand out. Okay. Now, I think that they perceive you to be of fortune, right? You've lived a charmed life. I even wonder if this is a person that, is maybe spiteful. Like they think that you've been handed everything, right? And they just cannot stand the thought that, yeah, this person grew up with a fortunate childhood or household or whatever. They might be completely wrong, right? But this is what they perceive. Now, I do feel like this is a person who, really kind of pursues people. Not necessarily socially or romantically, but I feel like this is a person that gets kind of, it's like they get a fixation. They find somebody, at the PTA or at their favorite coffee shop or, somebody that works at City Hall or, whatever it is. They get fixated, right? And it's a power thing, right? This is a person who it's like they're analyzing all of the stuff of your life. Seeing if you are a adversary for them. Are you going to be somebody who they can align with so they can get into a more powerful position? Or is this a thing where they're going to go head to head with you to kind of dominate, right? To get you into submission. And I feel like if you realized who this person was, you would think, that's just like, I don't know, some lady that works in my building, right? And yeah, she's like, I always say hi to her, but she seems harmless. But in reality, I don't know if you ever saw that movie Single White Female. Do you remember that movie from like the 80s or 90s or whatever? There's a lady. I don't remember the whole story. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. It's like 40 years old. But yeah, there's a lady. Some chick tries to befriend her. Right, and I'm sorry to say chick. I know I'm from California. I try to tone down the slang. I know not all of it is well received anymore. But she tries to befriend her, right? And all of a sudden she starts dressing like her. She's got all the same clothes. Her hair's the same. She's obsessed. This lady like wormed her way into this woman's life to kind of become her. Right? And then she's like tormenting her and whatever. So I almost feel like it's kind of a vibe like this. This is a person that you have to watch out for. And it is. It's all about, and I think they're probably kind of a more traditional or conservative appearing person. Right? And principle, I know it's not exactly that, but I do feel like this is somebody who at least kind of masquerades as being high and mighty. I'm so virtuous. I'm so, I stick to the principles, all the rules and societal, do's and don'ts and whatever. But yeah, I really feel like it's not necessarily, I don't know if they're looking for status or what, or maybe just to appear that they're more important, or I don't know. But I feel like doing this to people feels like an achievement to them. And we see this a lot like on the internet, right? People trolling, people, stalking people and whatever, terrorizing each other online. When it happens in the real world, it just feels so much creepier. And it is. People are, you never know. So just please be safe. And if this kind of thing is starting to become more apparent for you, document everything. And if you don't have, cameras on like your front door or your back door or whatever, maybe worth looking into a cheap, I had to price out security systems and stuff in the last year or whatever. There's some really affordable ones that you can get. So if you at all have the ability, there's also ones that are non-invasive to the house, right? Because, you might be renting. A lot of us are, lifetime renters. And you don't want to destroy the outside walls of the house or, whatever. But they have ones that don't take as much, wiring, or you don't have to bolt a box or anything like that. So worth looking into. Just do your due diligence for security around the house. And if you're getting any kind of weird calls or, texts or whatever, stuff on the internet, just screen save all of it, right? Keep it all. Hopefully you're just being paranoid, right? That's the best thing that we can hope for. But you never know with people. You just never know. So now we're going to do 3 lucky numbers. We're going to stop on that other part. Now we're going to move forward into the lucky numbers. This is a die. It's 1 through 100. I'm just going to roll it 3 times. We're going to find out what those numbers are. Okay, so we have 14, 58, 14, 58, and a 5, and a 5. 14, 58, and 5. Perfect. Okay, so the last thing, and I'm trying to figure out how am I going to kind of run these readings, because I'm adding all this stuff, the lucky numbers, and we recently added the oracle cards, and we've always had our affirmation cards at the end. But now I got to figure out, like, how is this going to kind of run more smoothly? I don't want to get rid of any of them. So I got to kind of figure out the timing on it all. But the affirmation cards are going to be kind of just that last little thing that we leave with. And so I will flip through and I'll stop where it feels right. And it says, my mistakes are opportunities to learn lessons. My mistakes are opportunities to learn lessons. All right. Well, Taurus, I'm going to go ahead and tell you I love you because I do. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor. Even when it's these kinds of readings where it feels like, you know, things are just kind of sketchy. That's what it comes down to. Sketchy people in your life, maybe. But listen, we can change it. Right? We just got to make some good decisions. And so it does. It's an honor for me to be able to bring these kinds of, you know, readings to you. Usually I want them to be happy and positive and, you know, nothing to worry about. But hey, sometimes this is what we get, right? But it's not always like that. Thankfully. All right. So anyways, if you want to like, comment, subscribe, I would appreciate you so much. And yeah, I think that's it. It's the full moon right now. And I woke up at like 4 in the morning because I'm sick. Everybody's sick in the household. But I got up and I went and I looked out the window and oh, the moon was so beautiful. And so I hope that you have wonderful eclipse and full moon blessings. Absolutely. We're almost to the equinox here coming up in a few days. Time to set our intentions for the next season. And yeah, maybe plan a project or two for yourself. That's what I'm doing. Figure out what's my next big project. All right. So anyways, I love you. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk in just a few days. Good night. Good night. Good night.